Hey Violas, this is a rundown of the viola part for Sailor Song by Mark Williams. Really cool tune. First of all, great way to start your practice. Go to the publisher recording online, listen to it with your music in front of you, and really listen and follow your part and connect the dots on how all the other parts fit together. Also, run through a D major scale with varying rhythms. That way, with a half notes and quarter notes and eighth notes, that way you really set up what you need bow-wise for this piece, as well as with your left hand. Also, alternate between bowing and pizzicato, because similar to second violin part, you have moments, and cello and bass do this as well, where you have moments where you do a fast transition. For instance, measure 4 to measure 5, you're bowing, and then you got 1 quarter rest, and boom, you're plucking. And then 14 to 15, you got 1 quarter rest from plucking, and then boom, you're back to bowing again. And in my experience, those are 2 measures that actually in 2 spots, I should say, 4 measures in total that really catch students. And so if they practice those 2 pairs of measures, 4 and 5 and 14 through 15, separately, and then actually build those up with everything else, you might find the piece coming together a whole lot faster. A great place to start are the ones that I mentioned, but also measure 31 all the way to 38. That is your melody. Second violins join you at measure 35, but it's just to give a little extra oomph to what's already been there. Make sure that you practice those string crossings, and to get that, we got the string hop action going, where third finger G on the D string is hopping to third finger D on the A string. So I would actually have my hand set up, and I'd be practicing hopping back and forth and making that elbow rock back and forth just a bit before I begin. Also, at 32, definitely keep first finger B planted and your second and third finger on the D string planted for that crossover. That way you can really get that motion. But you can really get the actual left hand technique that you need for that. I'd practice that on by itself. Also, I would then jump down or jump up, back up to measure 23. Great spot for double stops, where you're playing 2 strings at once. Make sure that you don't push down hard. I know it says forte, but the double stops are going to be loud enough. You do not need to really crank out the sound. Let the bow take care of the work, and just draw that bow across the string to get that rich sound, and then rock over to the D and the A. I know one of my favorite ways to practice through this is actually just to rock the bow in placement of where it needs to be, and then put it with the rhythm, and you might find that your bow arm is ready to go for that. I take this piece at 150 beats per minute, which, as I said in the second violin video, is not too fast, but not too slow. Definitely take it at your own tempo, but definitely practice with a metronome. And that way you can start to build up tempo on your own. Ooh, almost forgot. Another spot to practice, which is pretty crazy, is 61 and 62, the very last 2 measures. And the reason being is you have this double stop down here, rock up D and A quickly, then open D. You have 2 Ds there, but the last one being first finger E. So I would really practice that bow technique first, of just going like that. Get that bow technique down, then that way you can really get that last note to really shine through. So without further ado, here is a 150 beats per minute, and I'm going to go ahead and start at the beginning. Unlike the violin parts, there are no major multi-measure rests, so we're just going to play this thing the whole way through. And here is the beginning. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is the viola part, which I know is kind of different in the sense that you get melody just for a little bit, but your part really weaves the cello bass line and the violin line together. It's really important that you're very solid on your part because it adds so much harmony, texture, color, and charisma to the entire piece. So something that I didn't point out is that measure 15, it is marked piano, but you probably saw me using a really, really small bow right there. And my intention is to have it be very, very soft. That way I get that contrast at 23 with the open strings with the C and G put together. So as you're practicing this, like I said, I'll use a metronome, and as always, happy practicing and good luck.